Well, it came off the line in 74, but by the time it got to us, it didn't have any doors. I guess that's another story for another day. Well, on the other hand, I ain't got much planned. It's a pretty funny story if you ask my old man, so let's kick a few back and reminisce now. What do you say? Well, see, my bubba was born back in 79, and I was just a few short years behind. They was sprouted up like a couple of beans. So before long, we were wrenching our bikes, playing football in the neighborhood, turned into fights, and Mama getting mad at us for putting holes in our jeans. We'd bicker and fuss in a public place, and bro'd hold me down for what's called a butt face, and I'd fight and scratch and kick and pull whatever I could. Well, Papa come home in the afternoon, we could hear what was coming from the other room. That paddle was a half-inch thick and solid wood. Well, boys turn to men, but you gotta crack 'em every now and again, every near and now along the way. If you do the crime, prepare to face the time. It was a Midwestern hometown kind of way. Well, after several years of guidance, our outrage seemed to turn to silence. It was time for a little freedom of our own. Now I was really just along for the ride. If anything happened, it'd be my brother's hide, but I knew to shut my trap even at 13 years old. I couldn't wait to stop riding the bus. Crying out loud, I already had peach fuzz. I wouldn't be the captain, but I'd settle for first mate. Well, all I had to do was find a girl, convince her I was the coolest guy in the world, and maybe hop in the back seat for a hot date. Had an auto tranny, a hatchback fanny, we turtle wax it down with a box full of chamois and head to Hillsboro for something called cruising. Roll around town in search of a date. We all knew better than to come home late. If Papa Bear was up, he'd be giving us a bruising. Well, Saturday night we drive out past the auction with a half gallon of our orange juice concoction. The bowling alley parking lot's where it all really began. We come out covered in smoke, car covered in snow. Time to lace up the boots and hit the road. When Mother Nature took a dump, Bossa Nova never ran. It was a beat-up Chevy Nova. You know it didn't have no doors, you know. Blue snow and rain through the defrost vent. It had 8 cans running clean, but it used more water than gasoline. It was the best $800 my brother ever spent. Now, most families would suggest anything safe with wheels, but in Southern Ohio, we need something that squeals, even if it leaves you stranded out in the snow. She had 3-ball tires, half painted in primer, a trash bag window, and no headliner. We'd roll into Frisch's looking like a damn magic show. With a little cash in my papa's brain, we turned that clunker to a fine machine. Lessons in wet sanding taught free of charge. Well, there were carburetors on the front porch. Almost got my head blown off by a welding torch. But out in the 3-car Polaris, we were living large. We had the Barbie twins and bluegrass on. Mama Cita calling dinner from the intercom. That rising gravy was calling out my name. We'd scrub and do the best we could do with our matching overalls looking like a homeless crew. And maybe if we were lucky, we'd get to catch a Bengals game. It was a beat-up Chevy Nova. You know it didn't have no doors, you know. Blue snow and rain through the defrost vent. It had 8 cans running clean. It used more water than gasoline, but it was the best $800 my brother ever spent.